It all started on what seemed like the most ordinary of mornings, a Tuesday that felt just like any other. The sun was barely up, and our house was buzzing with the usual weekday energy. The smell of coffee drifted through the kitchen, and the kids were chattering about their plans for the day, completely unaware of the chaos that was about to unfold. Backpacks were slung over shoulders, shoes were hurriedly tied, and we all exchanged quick hugs at the door. The kids headed out, excited for school, while I mentally ran through my to-do list for the day. Everything felt perfectly on track. I was in the middle of packing our suitcases for our much-anticipated fall break trip, our first big international adventure as a family. The kids had been counting down for weeks, and the house was filled with their laughter and excitement. But then, out of nowhere, my phone rang. It was my husband, Kevin, and his voice was tight with panic. He'd just realized his passport was expired. My heart dropped. Suddenly, our dream vacation was hanging by a thread. I could already picture the kids' faces if we had to cancel. The thought of letting them down was unbearable. I frantically searched for solutions, but the express services in Nashville were unreliable and risky. We needed a guaranteed fix, and fast. That's when the idea of Chicago popped up, a city with one of the few same-day passport agencies in the country. Chicago isn't just any city for us. It's where Kevin and I first met, and it holds a special place in our hearts. The plan sounded wild, maybe even a little crazy, but it also felt strangely right. We decided to go for it. In a whirlwind of phone calls and last-minute decisions, we booked flights for the very next day. The kids would have to miss school, but this was bigger than any lesson they'd learn in a classroom. My father-in-law, always the hero, drove in before sunrise with Kevin's birth certificate, just in case we needed extra documentation. The house was a flurry of activity, with everyone pitching in. It was chaotic, stressful, and yet, there was an undeniable sense of excitement in the air. We were about to turn a disaster into an unexpected adventure. Sometimes, the best family memories are born from the most unexpected problems. Our international trip was on hold, but a brand new journey was about to begin, one we never could have planned for. We had no idea what challenges or surprises lay ahead, but we were ready to face them together. And so, with a mix of nerves and excitement, our wild Chicago adventure began. The plan was set. Chicago now. There was no time to second-guess or overthink. We just had to move, fast. The city was calling, and we were determined to answer, no matter how chaotic it felt. I picked up Molly from school. Her face was pure shock and excitement when I told her we were leaving for an adventure. She looked at me like I'd just handed her a golden ticket. The idea of skipping the rest of the school day for a surprise trip was almost too good to believe. Riley, in preschool, was just as thrilled. Suddenly, leaving school early was the coolest thing ever. He bounced out of his classroom, grinning from ear to ear, already asking what snacks we'd have on the plane. Their energy was contagious, turning my stress into excitement. The house buzzed with laughter and shouts as we scrambled to get ready. It was impossible not to get swept up in their joy. We packed in a hurry, barely knowing what we'd need. Clothes, favorite stuffed animals, snacks. Everything was tossed into bags with barely a second thought. It felt like we were preparing for a wild, unpredictable adventure. Flying to Chicago with 2 kids on a moment's notice felt like a secret mission. We dashed through the airport, dodging crowds, clutching boarding passes, and laughing at the absurdity of it all. The kids were wide-eyed, soaking in every detail. As we landed, I exhaled. We'd made it. The city lights sparkled below us, promising new experiences and a fresh start. Relief and anticipation mixed together as we touched down. The passport office was our first stop, but we had a whole city to explore. The kids were already asking about deep dish pizza and the big silver bean they'd seen in pictures. Looking at Molly and Riley, I knew we'd made the right call. Their smiles said it all. This was exactly what our family needed, even if it wasn't what we'd planned. We were about to turn a major headache into a core family memory. Sometimes the best stories come from the most unexpected moments. Sometimes, the best adventures are the ones you never plan. The city was ours to discover, and we were ready for anything. This was one of them, a mad dash that would become a story we'd tell for years to come. With the passport finally sorted and the last bit of paperwork tucked away, a huge weight lifted off our shoulders. The relief was almost immediate, and we could finally breathe easy, knowing the worst was behind us. Suddenly, we found ourselves with a free day in Chicago, a city we'd only ever rushed through before, but now had the chance to truly explore together. The stress melted away as we wandered Millennium Park, showing the kids the bean and sharing stories of how Kevin and I met right here years ago. It felt like we were passing on a piece of our history to them, making the city come alive in a whole new way. The kids' laughter and curiosity made everything worth it. Their excitement was contagious, and we found ourselves seeing the city through their eyes, full of wonder and possibility. We grabbed deep dish pizza at a bustling local spot, watched Molly confidently lead the way down busy sidewalks, and saw Riley's joy at every turn, from street performers to the simple thrill of pigeons in the park. Our original plans were up in the air, but this unexpected day was perfect in its own way. We let go of schedules and just let the city guide us, making spontaneous decisions and loving every minute. These are the moments you can't plan, the little gifts that come from rolling with life's punches. Sometimes, the best adventures are the ones you never saw coming. We were teaching our kids resilience, just by embracing the chaos and showing them that even when things go wrong, you can still find joy and connection. Sometimes, the best memories come from the biggest detours. The laughter, the surprises, and the togetherness are what we'll remember most. By the end of the day, we were exhausted but happy. Our feet sore, but our spirits high from all the unexpected fun. Our hearts were full, and our family was closer than ever. We realized that sometimes, the best days are the ones you never could have planned. The trip we didn't plan became the one we'll never forget. A day that turned into a cherished memory for all of us. That's the magic of family. Finding joy in the unexpected, and making every moment count, no matter what life throws your way. This whole experience reminded me, parenting is all about adapting. With one kid, I tried to do everything perfectly. With two, I learned to let go. Perfection gave way to survival, and that's okay. The chaos, the mess, the last-minute changes, they're all part of real life. I've learned to be honest about the struggles, because every parent feels them. Our kids don't need us to be perfect. They need us to be present. It's not about flawless moments, but about showing up, even when things go sideways. The best memories are made in the mess. And that's what makes family life beautiful. Our Chicago adventure taught me to embrace the unexpected. Life throws curveballs, but every problem is a chance to teach resilience and joy. The best family stories come from the plans that fall apart. If you approach chaos with a sense of adventure, your kids will too. I wouldn't trade our wild, stressful trip for anything. We grew closer, learned more about each other, and made memories that will last. So to every parent feeling overwhelmed, you're doing great. Embrace the chaos, find the joy, and keep making memories. Because in the end, it's the love and laughter that matter most.